Okay. Katie is in here. She's going to tell us a little about her story. And then if we have any questions for her, I know I have a few. Let's see. Can you hear me, Katie?
Yes.
Okay. I know we have been wanting to hear about like training distributors. When you get your new distributors, like what's your schedule with them? Like how do you keep them interested, motivated, all those good details. And then just a little bit about your story too, if you don't mind.
Sure. Yeah. So my name is Katie Bevington. I'm an ambassador diamond, and I've been here for a little bit over 8 years now, which has been crazy because I never in a million years would have thought that I would be at this very top of a network marketing company. I ended up getting started because I was a nursing assistant, a CNA too. Working full-time. I was a full-time nurse in full-time nursing school. And so I had a very busy schedule, but I could not afford to live my life. Like I was working all the time or in school all the time, and I still could not afford to basically live. I could barely afford groceries, barely afford things for my daughter. And so I was looking for a way to make extra income. And I actually saw this girl on Facebook talking about it. She reached out to me and she wanted me to join her team. And I kept putting it off and kept putting it off because I really didn't feel like I could personally do something like this. And so when once she followed up with me about probably, I don't know, 10 to 14 times, I finally said yes. I was one of the annoying distributors that took like absolutely forever to get started. And it's honestly just because I didn't believe in myself. So she needed to believe in me before I believed in me. And once I finally got kind of going and getting people, kind of getting the feel for it and understanding it, it made it. I think someone's.
Huh? She can load it up a little bit. Put a little force. Got it.
Yeah,
I gotta mute it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so once I got started and kind of getting the feel for it, things started to go a little bit faster, and I started learning more and more and more. And basically, in my first month, I made just enough to kind of cover a little bit of extras. The following month, I was making enough for my car payment. And then I really picked up the speed because I understood what I was doing, and I just kept going. And so essentially, once I was about 4 or 5 months in, I promoted to Emerald. Right after that, I went Diamond and Double Diamond, and I decided to say goodbye to nursing forever and became a stay-at-home mom. So it's been 7 years since I've actually ever clocked in anywhere, and I have just been enjoying life, building the business, continuing to grow. Over the years, I went triple, presidential, and ambassador. And then my husband ended up coming home and all that kind of fun stuff. And so we've really been able to do so much because of this business. But my favorite thing is that I don't have to answer to anyone. I've got the freedom to do what I want, when I want. I have all my debt paid off. My cars are paid off. I live in an amazing home that I never thought that I would own. And I'm able to just truly live life without fear of money like I used to live and be so afraid, of every little thing that would pop up. So, I think that's pretty much all for my story. But as far as getting distributors going, like training them, I have a really juicy system for that. The key to success in any business is having systems for everything that you do. So you should have a system for training, distributor systems for your customers, systems for how you run things. And so my system for distributors, I have a training bot. And essentially what it does is I don't know if you guys have ever seen an Instagram account when it's like usually the massive accounts and they're like, message me the word blank. And then like when you message them, it immediately responds. That's what I have for my team. I have that set up. And basically what they do is they message a keyword, it immediately messages them. And then it trains them. It kind of like sends them through a training series. And so it's very, very simple. It is simply saying like, hi, introducing who I am as their team leader. Then it'll say video 2 teaches them, like kind of gets them into their why, finding why they're here, understanding why, having a why is important. And this is before we get into anything, because if you don't have a why, you will never work this business. If you don't understand what your why is, you will never be successful in this business. And so they've got to tell me their why. So once they do their why video, then we move on and we talk about how to actually work this business. So I get them right into making a first post. So they learn how to post their first post. They learn how to do host a post, sending out messages for host a post. And then they're also going to learn how to utilize our resources. So just using like boards to do those things. What is in boards? How do you use boards? All that kind of stuff. And then right after that, it's just going to talk about consistency and why that's super, super important. So I don't even have them focus on anything besides signing or getting their first 4 perk members. So that way they're going to get their bonus immediately. My team members, my new people who actually follow exactly what I teach them, will sign their first 4 perk members anywhere from, I would say, 2 to 5 days. And they are done. They get their first bonus the following week. And then we're right on to getting distributors. So then they learn the next task, which is learning how to sign your first team member. Once they do that, then we're moving on right into going Ruby and beyond, leadership, learning how to just kind of like show up differently, grow a team, and all those kinds of things. But I've found that teaching in like blocks works better than like, okay, here's how you do everything. Because if you look at like the big picture, it's a lot, but when you break it down step by step, it's not, if that makes sense.
Yes, I love that. Now, what is like your daily schedule, like some of your non-negotiables and how you work your business?
Okay, so I'm super disciplined in my business, and I'm super like, I guess discipline is the right word for that. I'm very regimented in my routines, because ultimately regimented and discipline is how you become successful. And right now my team and I were running for a lot of really big goals. So every single day, first thing first, I start my day off with self-development. That's a non-negotiable every single day. That has got to be done first. So I wake up before my kids, I get my self-development done. Once that's done, I immediately get up a post on social media. I post a reel on Instagram. I will post an Instagram story. I will post a Facebook post. And once that's done, I go get I kind of get my breakfast ready, get the kids breakfast ready, and then I start getting back all my messages. I do an inbox clean out, meaning I'm going through unread messages. I'm going through anybody that I might have missed. I make sure that I'm messaging everybody back. I make sure that I'm getting out host to post messages. And then after that, I kind of go hang out with my kids. We usually do like a morning routine outside. I try to get my kids outside as much as possible. So we'll go outside, we'll do some yoga, stretch, play, whatever. And then we'll come back inside, relax for a little bit. And then I start sending out more host to post messages. I get another post out. I post 2 to 3 reels a day on Instagram and Facebook. And I can explain that if you need help with that, but that's a non-negotiable right now. I'm heavily working on growing my Instagram. So over the last, I would say 5-6 weeks, I decided to take Instagram super seriously, and it's like crazy how much results. I've grown over 6,000 followers in that time period, and really started having more engagement. Like my reels for products are getting 20, 30, 40 comments. I'm getting so much more engagement, so many more people commenting and talking to me through DMs. And so reels are really important. So I get about 2 to 3 reels up a day on both Instagram and Facebook. I send out about 50 to 100 host to post messages a day. And kind of like as I go through the day, my main chunks are morning, afternoon, and then bed. So around like 8 o'clock, because my kids go down, my kids are older, but I put them in their rooms at 8 o'clock. I always tell them I'm clocking out at 8 p.m., which I really am from motherhood. I'm like, all right, I don't care what you do as long as you don't bother me after 8. So 8 to 9, I catch everything up. So again, going through my inbox, checking my comments, responding, engaging, answering all the questions. And then by 9 o'clock, I'm done. I'll answer messages if I'm doing something, but I usually am relaxing 9 to 10. So if I'll answer messages, sometimes throughout there, I'll be hanging out with my husband, but after that time, I'm done. And then again, anything that comes in after, I just don't want to answer my phone for the rest of the day. That gets answered first thing in the morning the next day. This kind of helps me keep regimented. It keeps my time on my phone limited, but it also keeps me super active on social media. It keeps me super engaged with my potentials. And of course, in those times where I'm messaging, I say messaging, but that's like messaging my likes. It's doing the host of posts. It's following up. It's anytime that I'm messaging, I do everything together 3 times a day. I post 3 times a day. And that way, and I'm posting stories throughout the day too. But it just keeps everything flowing perfectly, keeps my exposure high, and gets me the most engagement and enrollments.
What is your number? How many hats do you get up every day?
I would say anywhere between 5 to 10. It depends on how many comments I get on each one, and also how many comments I have on my feed. Because if I'm getting 30 comments on my coffee video that day, that's going to take me a long time to answer all 30 of those comments. So I might not get up as many host posts that day, because now I'm messaging 30 different people on Instagram and trying to get them all to order, versus always trying to get up all the host posts, and that way I don't get overwhelmed or have too much, because some people are a little bit impatient.
Yes, they are. So I had a question and it literally just went out my head. What is your goal on like how many distributors and then how many customers you sign a month?
Minimum of 10 distributors every single month. That's an absolute non-negotiable. And as far as customers, I aim right now because of the builder bonuses. I'm trying to aim for about 36 so I can get 3 builder bonuses a month. But anywhere from 20 to 40 would be like my medium. I usually hit around 30 is like my average. But just for the builder bonuses right now, I'm trying to hit 36 so that way I can get 3.
That's awesome. I know Lucy, hers is 10 distributors a month too. So that's what we try to shoot for too. Did anybody else have any questions? Okay. I don't think so. If you don't have any more tips for us, then I guess I will stop the recording. Oh, somebody's trying to enter now. And then thank you for talking to us. I appreciate it. Sorry, my boy is in the background.
That is okay. No, I'm super proud of y'all. I'm really excited for you guys. I will tell you, I'll leave you with one last like piece of advice and just some little bit of fire. What we have right now is just, it's such an incredible time to really get yourself moving, get super disciplined, because what we have right now is nothing compared to what is coming. When I met with John Alcala in March, when he flew me and my husband out to Dallas, we had a private meeting with him. And when I'm telling y'all, it's going to be one of the most incredible next 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. It truly is. And it all starts with you right now. So wherever you are in your business, whether you're having one of the most successful times or one of the lowest times, what matters is your belief in yourself. And if you don't believe in where you could be and what, like how much potential you truly have, you're not going to get to that spot. And so maybe if you're looking at like, well, I have a really big goal and it seems too far away for you, break that goal down into 3 or 4 chunks and reward yourself every step that you hit, because ultimately the big goal will be there sooner rather than later anyways, as long as you stay consistent. So if you're somebody who gets discouraged, don't be afraid to break that down a little bit. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone and do something that's scary for you. For me personally, and for a lot of my team, one of the hardest things for them is creating video content, because they feel like, it's hard, it's challenging, like it makes you step out of the box. It's hard for you to create so much, but truly once you find your system and you get into a groove, it just makes it so effortless and so flowy, and you can have everything that you want. You can be the mom that you want to be. You can be the wife that you want to be. You can be the business owner, the leader that you want to be. It just all comes down to, can you get disciplined and organized? If you're organized, you won't get overwhelmed and you will not get burnt out. I've been in all sides of the spectrum where I'm super organized, and then like some days I'm like, okay, I didn't organize, and that day I feel chaotic, and it makes it hard. But it all comes down to get yourself organized, get yourself disciplined, do it consistently for more than a week. And if you ever question, am I doing this long enough? I want you to remember this, okay? If anybody in here has ever lost weight or ever been to the gym and tried to get fit, okay? Did you get abs in 1 week from going to the gym? No. Did you get abs for going to the gym for 2 weeks? No. Did you get abs by going to the gym for 4 weeks? No. So in business, why do we think that we can get success in 1 week, 2 weeks, 4 weeks? It takes so long. And as somebody who has worked out for years now at this point in my life, I can tell you it took me way longer than 2 months, 3 months, 4 months to truly actually start to get abs and really start to see muscle definition. And if you want definition in your business, if you want leadership, and if you want established leaders under you, it's going to take the growing pains of showing up and lifting your fingers, typing, getting your videos up, all that stuff every single day. There is no, well, I'm going to take a break for 4 days. Taking a break for 4 days sets you back again. And it sets you back again. And if you continuously do things like that, your business is basically just doing this. And nobody wants a business that jumps like a frog, okay? We all want a business that continuously climbs up this mountain, and you'll get there if it's 1% better every day. If you have a bad day, let that bad day not be a bad day tomorrow, and do 1% better than you did the day before. And if you're 1% better every single day, you will constantly go on an increase in your business. It's when you stop the 1%. So if today or yesterday you didn't post any reels, you didn't post enough on Facebook or Instagram, you didn't reach out enough, you didn't get out enough messages, then you need to be 1% better and do 1% more on that topic than you did today. That will stop you from burnout. If you did nothing yesterday and then today you get off the Zoom and you're excited and you try to do 75 things, guess what happens? You're going to burn out. You're like, cool, that was exhausting. I can't do that again. But if you build a habit and you teach yourself how to organize those things, it's effortless. You guys, I could literally not have, because of my schedule, I could not record reels for like 2 weeks, but I have 2 weeks worth of content that would flow. But do I wait until I'm out of content to start recording? Heck no, because then I would be overwhelmed because I have to record so much. Do you use your products every day? You can make a reel every day with your products. And actually you can make like 4 to 5 at one time with that same cup of coffee. So you could use that for 5 different posts. And it's in one day and it would take you less than 30 minutes to do that. Same thing with the business reels. Same thing with different like personalized, funny, whatever, just content kind of reels. All of those things need to be organized. Line it all up. Just get it done 1% better. Don't let fear hold you back from where you want to be. If you just commit to yourself in the next 30 days, you would see such a crazy increase. I challenged my team this month in June. I gave them a challenge to do 3 reels a day for 30 days. Just like do it like hardcore for 30 days. One of my girls texted me on the 10th and told me her Instagram blew up. She had over 213,000 impressions and she only has 5,000 followers on Instagram. Had 5,000 when she started. 213,000. She's grown in followers. Her customers are blowing up. She's already signed like 7 distributors. So when I tell y'all, it just takes that little bit of change and that commitment. If you can go hard, do it. If you can't go hard, 1% better. And that'll just be the one that takes you from wherever you are to where you want to be.
That was awesome. Thank you so much for that. I'm going to stop the recording and then I'm going to get my team to send me bits and pieces that they liked from this and that stood out to them. And then I'm going to send it back to you.
Perfect. Sounds good. Y'all have a good day.
You too.